Hello, baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome into On Deck. I'm Tyler Redmond. As always, thank you so much for checking out the channel. I do appreciate it while you're here. Do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and also hit the bell for notifications so that you can stay updated with everything going on here at On Deck. We are gearing up for a very exciting series starting tonight between the Atlanta Braves and New York Mets, a series that has very high postseason implications for both teams. For Atlanta, this is an obvious chance to bounce back after losing 4 out of 5 games in a very disappointing series at Citi Field a couple of weeks ago and climb a little bit closer towards first place. They are currently 5.5 games back. For the Mets, if they were to win this series, it could make them a clear-cut champion of the National League East and give them a chance to take a breath and add on to their lead at the same time. So far in 2022, the Mets are 8-4 against Atlanta. They have dominated in head-to-head matchups so far this season. But it should be noted that 9 out of 12 games played were in New York, and the Braves won 2 out of 3 played in Atlanta. The reason I note that is because all 7 of the remaining games between these two teams in 2022 will be played in Atlanta. So Braves country could make a big difference in the outcome of those games. I've seen a lot of Braves fans in recent weeks become unsure of these teams' chances in 2022. So just for a second, I want to remind you that it is important to realize that both of these teams are likely headed to the playoffs. The difference is one team will have to make it through a 3-game wildcard series. It's different this year. It's not a one-gamer. It is a 3-game series for the wild card before heading to the National League Division Series. While the other team, the first place team, currently the Mets, will have a bye in the wild card round. They will head straight to the Division Series. So either way, the Braves are likely gearing up for a postseason. That's given that they keep on the trend that they're at, whether they win the East or not. But they can avoid the workload of a wild card series by winning the National League East. But can they beat the first place Mets? I believe they can. Not only because the Braves have proven pieces in the starting rotation with Fried and Morton, not only because they've had young arms come out of nowhere this year with Kyle Wright and Spencer Strider, not only because the bullpen just became much more complete with the additions of Kirby Yates and Raisel Iglesias, and not only because this lineup is full of guys that can perform at an elite level, but because they have done this before. Not to mention, this is not the team that we saw walk into Citi Field a couple of weeks ago. It's a much different team. It is a team that just won 6 straight on the road, and they swept the Marlins. In that, new young stars showed themselves. Kyle Muller, Bryce Elder getting called up from Gwinnett and getting wins in the process. And a young star named Vaughn Grissom has gotten off to a great start in his young career. This is a much more exciting team, a much more complete team than the last time we saw them. And it's a very similar trend as to what we saw last year in 2021. But now the Braves are home, and I really think that gives them a big advantage. A similar advantage to what the Mets have had all year long against the Braves. That being said, let's take a look at the probable pitchers in this series. Tonight, Game 1, it will be Carlos Carrasco versus Spencer Strider, which, with Spencer Strider on the mound, this game has a lot of subtext. After Strider's last outing versus the Mets, it didn't go particularly well, I think we all remember, but he had some strong comments after the game. And we do have them here. We're going to play them. But before we do, please note that I'm not mad at Spencer Strider about these comments. A lot of baseball media outlets out there have criticized this. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it, in different places. I just wanted to say I don't mind this by Strider.
A lot of weird hits. They seem to be having a lot of luck right now offensively, so that's great. It's August. See what things are like in October.
What is this guy supposed to feel? He's had a great year, rookie season all year long, and then he runs into the Mets and he can't keep them down. I'm glad he's mad. I want him to be that angry. I want him to feel like he lost. I need that. I want him to want to do better. I like that. And the Braves aren't usually the team that has that guy on it. Usually you have your soft-spoken guys, different personalities. I like this. This screams gamer to me. This screams competitor to me. And I expect that guy to be on the mound tonight in his first chance back against the Mets. I expect it. And after the comments last week, he better be on his game tonight. And it reminds me, there's been a lot of criticism on this, but I couldn't help but be reminded of another young, outstanding rookie that had some comments a few years back.
Came up here and we played pretty dang well. Made things tough on them. Now they got to go into a hostile environment and beat us twice in our own backyard. Hats off to them if they do it. I don't think they will.
Just wanted to throw that in there. So again, it will be Spencer Strider versus Carlos Carrasco tonight. I expect Spencer to be on his best. He's got something to prove, to say the least. But that's just game one. What about game two? It will be Taijuan Walker versus Charlie Morton, and this is another interesting game with some interesting subtext. Taijuan Walker gave up 8 earned runs versus the Braves in his last appearance, so you got to think he's looking for a bounce-back game, something to keep an eye on. Hopefully the Braves will be able to do what they did last time and score early and often. But for right now, I think that matchup will be interesting as well. Hopefully we'll see Charlie Morton continue to develop throughout the year like we've seen, and he's been pretty good lately. So hopefully that will be the case. In Game 3, it will be Max Scherzer versus Jake Odorizzi. In his last outing, Max Scherzer went through 7 scoreless. We are well aware how good Max Scherzer is. It'll be interesting to me to see if the Braves' offense tries to make some kind of adjustment in the lineup. That's what I think would be interesting, specifically against Scherzer, because he threw 7 scoreless. It will also be the 3rd time we have seen Odorizzi pitch in a Braves uniform. If he can shut down the Mets this time, then that is a very encouraging sign as we move towards the end of this season. But Game 4, this is interesting. We know that DeGrom will be taking the mound for New York. There is no probable pitcher announced for Atlanta just yet, but I can't see Max Fried letting this series go by without him making an appearance in it. I just can't. He's cleared as of today on the concussion protocol timetable, which was 7 days, backdated to last Monday. So he is cleared, as far as we know, to play, but I'm sure there's further evaluations that got to be done. I just can't see this series going by without Max Fried pitching in it. So I'm saying right now that I think Game 4 will likely be Max Fried versus Jacob deGrom. I think that's just what makes sense from the Braves side of things. So a very interesting, headline-grabbing series ahead between the Atlanta Braves and New York Mets. I'm excited. I'm sure you're excited. But, how do you see it going? What are you most looking forward to? Let me know down in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I will be at Truist Park tonight, so if you see me, make sure to stop and say hello. But one last thing before we go, I wanted to throw this in here because I think it's important. We got word last night that tomorrow night, Mike Soroka will be making his first rehab assignment in Rome. I have gotten tons of questions from you guys concerning Mike Soroka's update. This is the latest we got. I will be there in Rome tomorrow night. So again, if you see me there, say hello. I'll be trying to post inning-by-inning updates just on what Soroka's doing, pitch count, if he looks healthy. I'll be giving you my thoughts on it from the stands, along with getting some footage for personal use. But I'll tell you what I see. May do something short at the end of the game, some kind of video, something. But right now, we're just going to go up and sort of see what we see and try to get a first-hand look for you guys of Mike Soroka in Rome. But if not, I'll get back to you Wednesday for sure. And again, if you're in Rome tomorrow night, say hello. If you're at Truist Park tonight, say hello. It's going to be an exciting series with the Mets. Exciting to know that Mike Soroka's gearing up to come back potentially before the end of the year. So a lot of excitement around Braves country. Let me know what you're most excited about down in the comment section below. And we'll see you next time right here at On Deck.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.